Okay. Howdy. Good morning, guys. Today, as Teacher Joseph said, I'm here to give a message about last week's Lord's Day message again, and it was the title was God's miraculous work, and it was done by Pastor Kim Hyuk, who is pastor in Iksan, France, and he also talk about many things other than the message. But today I just want to focus on what his message is. So I just deleted the information of SPC and some this and that special persons, but yeah, I just try to fully focus on the message. So I want you guys to open Psalm chapter 78 verse 1 to 11. Okay. Let's read all together. 1, 2, 3. My people, hear my teaching. Listen to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth with a parable. I will utter hidden things, things from old things that we have heard and known, things our ancestors have told us. We will not hide them from their descendants. We will tell the next generation the praiseworthy deeds of the Lord. His power, He decreed statutes for Jacob, commanded our ancestors to teach their children. So the next generation would know them, even the children yet to be born. Then they in turn would tell their children. Then they would put their trust in God and would not forget His deeds, but would keep His commandments. They would not be like their ancestors, a stubborn and rebellious generation, whose hearts were not loyal to God, whose spirits were not faithful to Him. The men of Abraham, though armed with bows, turned back on the day of battle. They did not keep God's commandment and refused to live by His law. They forget what He had done, the wonders He has shown them. Amen. So, especially Pastor Kim Hyuk spoke about the last verse. They forget what He had done, the wonders He has shown them. And He challenged us not to live as this, but to remember His grace and to remember how God actually led Korea, the history of Korea. So I'm going to explain about God's miraculous work of three things upon Korea to So Pastor Kim explained God has worked through 625 Korean word. So first of all, at the moment, with the mighty power of North Korea, South Korea was almost conquered within 3 days. However, by God's miraculous work, South Korea got a lot of support by US, and especially among the process, there was also Pastor Billy Graham, who had asked for President Roosevelt for support for support of Korea. So Pastor Kim explained, we were almost destroyed, and we could almost just get into the North Korea, but God didn't want us to just perish, but God want the South Koreans to be independent. So even in the process of getting independence, there were a lot of obstacles that disturbed the South Korea to be independent. But however, even at the process of being independent country, God helped us. So at last, Korea must get approved by UN to be an independent country. There were so many enemies from Soviet Union to disturb, but God also eliminate them and allow South Korea to be independent. To summarize, Pastor Kim's point overall the sermon was not to forget what God has done, but to remember them and rejoice in His grace and react with our action. And actually this is kind of short, but so far this was about the message. And I just, as I'm here, Today I want to challenge you guys for one thing. Before we finish, I want you guys to think about the moment that you really got a great help by God or someone else, and decide how to react with the given grace. Thank you. This was all for my message.